Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my Chemex brew guide video tutorial. So much anticipated by myself and others, hopefully. Get a lot of requests for this. So here we are. Low production value and effort. But I've always wanted to do a voiceover too, so let's do it. First things first, grind your beans. I always recommend grinding right before you're going to brew for the best freshness. There's gases in the coffee, and those gases are preserved. They're captured through processing and through roasting. And coffee is a fruit, so it ferments and gets gases, all that science stuff. So the closer to the brew time that you grind it, the more flavor is going to stay there with those gases and whatnot. So grinding here, you'll see here in a moment, I'll show you kosher salt size grains grind for this brewing method, and grinding away over there. Takes forever on that little hand grinder. Off to my side, I have the water going. You saw in the little cup, I do about 10 ounces per, there's the kosher salt size grind, but I do about 10 ounces of water for a cup, and that's to approximately 2 tablespoons of beans. And if you have a scale, which I don't, I just like adjusting it more, and just having that flexibility, because it depends on which bean I'm using and which brew method. Also right there, I'm rinsing the filter. That's also always a must. Gets papery flavor out of the filter, preheats your brewing vessel, and then gives you some water to also pour into your mug to preheat as well. But back to the ratio of coffee to water is like 1:17 approximately. So, and that's for a bigger portion size, but that's like 42 grams coffee to 700 grams of water. So if you're going to do a bigger portion, and for ounces, that's like 1.75 ounces and of beans and 25 ounces of water. So, but the reason, again, I don't use a scale is just because, I brew to taste. So, sometimes for certain beans, I'll use a little bit more, or I'll brew a bigger cup. If you want to get a scale and be exact and be the same every time, go for it. Okay, so first pour, I think I missed it. But yeah, so the very first pour is what we call the bloom, and that releases those initial gases, of course, of the coffee. Kind of wakes it up, gets it blossoming, and then the next pours, you just keep it consistent. Don't go too close to the edges. As you kind of see there, when I move the filter, the water runs out the sides, and that's going to dilute the coffee, so we don't want to do that. But just controlled, steady pour, keep it slow, hit the dark spots as you're pouring into the slurry, circular motion, and pretty much it. When it comes to water, I forgot to mention, I brew for a pour over, I brew at 205 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to get just a good extraction with that temperature. And if you don't have variable temperature kettle, then just brew 20 seconds off the boil. Use your water once it's 20 seconds off the boil. Should be about the right temp. And clean filtered water, it does make a difference. Every little aspect makes a difference when brewing. So the 3 key things to look at if your brew seems off is your grind, your water, whether it's temperature or purification of the water. So grind, water, and I can't think of the third one. but at least the grind and the water, I mean, those two, they make the biggest difference. And the third one would be ratio. So maybe more water to bean ratio, or whatnot. So another big tip is, if you grind too fine, your extraction time is going to be longer, and the longer the extraction time, it can lead to more bitter flavor. So if you're ending up with bitter cups, bitter mouthfeel, then turn your grinder a few notches more coarse. It'll give you a little bit shorter brew time and lead to a less bitter cup. On the flip side, if it's too coarse, it'll be too short of a brew time, and you can end up with a sour cup. It'll be less body to the coffee, just be kind of flat and boring. But you can kind of see the color here that I go for. It's not like midnight black, but it's not see-through either. So it's a nice caramel looking color, and that's going to vary a little bit based on the bean too. But hope this helps, and feel free to reach out for any questions, and enjoy.